So you were saying you were 14 at the end of the World War.
When it ended.
Yeah, World War II.
In the summer, in May I turned 14, and it ended down at the end of summer in 1945, and then I went into high school at that point. This building was up on the hill about 2 miles out of town on Victor Point Road, and it was at the farm of Tom Scaife, and there was a great view of the sky there. It's wide open, right alongside the road, only about 30 feet off the highway, so you could drive up there. But I used to ride my bike up there and go on duty, but it was I could only be doing that in the summertime because I was in school otherwise. But my mother and my sister and I would, my sister was 2 years younger, would do duty just in the summer for 4 hours once a week in the afternoon, each week through the summer. And there were directions on how you would report. You had to report the sighting in a 7-point order so that they could accurately get the information, not be jumping around, getting confused. So there was out there in that observation post, there's a little plaque that gives the directions how you're supposed to report. And we reported directly by phone to the Portland Air Base. We would just raise a receiver and give the code, and they would know which of the 100 different observation posts, they would know which one it was for location, and then we would give them the information. And I knew a lot of the planes, and I carved these little planes, likeness of all kinds of planes, the enemy planes and other planes, when I was a kid. And as I left home, my mother got rid of them, gave them to my cousin. Cousins were younger, they just destroyed them. And but not until later on, when we were able to get this building that was preserved by Dr. Ralph and Edith Schmidt, kept that building and kept it for a playhouse for their kids and grandkids. And I talked to them about donating it to the museum because it's part of the history of Silverton. And they did, and we got a grant for some money to pay for getting it down here and setting it up. And then I got excited about these different planes again, and I found a book, we have it here, that has all the combat planes of World War II from all the different countries that were in the war. And they have 3 views of each plane, and I started carving them. I did 20 airplanes, and I've brought them on display at times here, but I don't leave them here because they're too tempting for somebody to walk out the door with. And it took me about 6 weeks for each plane. So I'm not happy about losing one of those. I hang on to them. But the observation post was manned 24 hours a day, all night long. People would be up there reporting any movement. Now, we didn't have any, thankfully, we didn't have any enemy planes come over here, except down in southern Oregon. There was one incident where the Japanese had an airplane inside of a submarine that they surfaced and set that airplane up on pontoons that took off and went in over Brookings, Oregon, and dropped bombs in the forest to try to get a forest fire going to make our manpower busy, and then went back and got in the sub and went back to Japan.